Fidelity really messed me over, y'all. I had to put these glasses on because I'm crying behind the glasses. I requested 444 shares of SpaceX, and guess what? They only gave me 85. And then the stock went up by 50%. Lord, I'm hurt. Part of the game. But no, I ain't really crying, y'all. I'm so glad that y'all are here. Man, the stock market has really been going crazy. We'll get into that part later. But for now, back to SpaceX. As y'all know, June 12th, SpaceX IPO. That thing went nuts. It went crazy. And guess what? We got our first ever trillionaire in the world. Elon Musk, y'all, is worth 1.4 trillion. It's crazy. I've been trying to wrap my mind around it all weekend. Like, what would I do with a trillion? It's like, I don't even know. I'll probably buy a planet. SpaceX. Yeah, you get it? I'll buy me a planet. That's probably what I would do. But anyway, y'all, so let me get back to it. SpaceX just came out on the market. It finally IPO'd and it went super, super crazy. And guess what? You're able to trade options on SpaceX now. I mean, hey, it's a lot that you could do with it. We'll talk about that later on in the show. I even want to talk to y'all about a couple IPOs that we're expecting later this year. But the best part of this episode is when I tell y'all about the 3 things that every trader needs. Yes, 3. Stay tuned and I'm going to put y'all on game. It's the Heavy Return Show. All right. So look, welcome to the Heavy Return Show. As y'all know, I'm your host, I'm Flo. My whole purpose is to simplify the stock market, to make the hard terms easy. If y'all pay attention, I got you. All I need you to do is subscribe. Y'all hit that bell, y'all follow, y'all comment, y'all like it, all the stuff that y'all already know how to do. Just support your boy, and I'm going to keep dropping this game on you. All right, so let's get into episode 4. First up is SpaceX. Yo, SpaceX has been going stupid crazy, y'all. I'm going to walk y'all down a little timeline, okay? So whenever these companies want to go public, they have to file what's called an S1. I'm putting everybody on notice that they're going to go public on the stock market. Ever since SpaceX dropped its S1, everybody's been patiently waiting. I know y'all seen all the posts. Wait till SpaceX drop. Don't buy SpaceX. Stay away from it. Save your money. Put your money elsewhere. But that would have been the wrong thing to do, and I'm going to tell y'all why. This IPO was unlike any other IPO in history. Number one, not just size. The corporate board wanted to prevent everybody from selling their shares. So they put in place a lockdown period. A lockdown period is basically saying that you can't sell your shares without a penalty for up to 6 months. So taking that information, I knew that the stock couldn't help but go up because people weren't incentivized to sell their stocks at that particular point. I knew that it would be a straight line up. Furthermore, I don't look at SpaceX like it's a trade. It's a long-term investment. So anyway, I hit up Fidelity and I submitted what's called an indication of interest. Now, when these companies are about to IPO, you have to submit something to your broker saying, hey, I want to participate into it. So SpaceX offered its shares at $135 a share. I said I wanted my part. I requested 444 shares. And I'm really upset, y'all, because they only gave me 85. Do y'all understand how much money Fidelity really messed me out of? So for now, I'm not going to purchase any more SpaceX shares until after the lockup period. So around 6 months from now, I'll remind y'all when it's a great opportunity. Now, here's another thing. Once that lockdown period comes, we're expecting the price to fall. And if the price falls, what will we do next? We're going to take puts. We're going to short the stock temporarily. We're not going to do it too long, but just take a couple scalps. That way we can make a little money in the meantime. We're going to take that money and then pour it back into the long-term shares. And there you go. That's how you profit off the stock market. That's just a little game for y'all. So go ahead and write that down. And if you need more tips, just hit up my Discord. I got you. Elon Musk just became the first trillionaire in history, but everybody's really looking at it wrong. Because yeah, he's rich. Yeah, we know that. He became rich off of ownership. Look, I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw a video where Elon said that all he had was about $2,500 when he came here and maybe a couple sets of clothes. Now this man is the richest man in history. That is so crazy to me. But if you really dive off into his life, you'll figure out that Elon didn't get there by working for other people. He got there from ownership. Every move that he made sure that he got a piece of the equity. And even though we may not be trillionaires one day, we still can make a whole lot of money thinking as owners instead of employees. That's just how I look at it. Now, I'm not telling y'all to quit y'all job today or nothing like that. But what I am saying is y'all need to check out these opportunities to become bosses, owners. Go get your piece of equity. Go get your business, whatever it is. Even if you invest into the stock market, you are now a business owner. I own a part of SpaceX right now because I have 85 shares. That means that I'm an owner. I want y'all to become owners too. Figure out the best stocks to buy and stop thinking like an employee, because if you want to go to the next level, nobody's going to pay y'all what y'all are worth. The only person that's going to pay you what you're worth is yourself. Value yourself and then add tax. All right, so enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump to something that's a little bit more important. Is the Fed meeting. And what's special about this meeting is that it's the first meeting of Kevin Warsh. Kevin Warsh is the new chairman of the Federal Reserve. So this guy is actually in charge of setting rates. We need to actually tune in because he was just recently appointed by Trump. But here's the issue. Historically, Warsh has been hawkish on rates. But here's the problem. In the past, he's always indicated that he was in support of higher rates when it came to inflation. So the market's at a standstill right now because we don't know what to expect out of this guy. So we're actually at a crossroads right now. So is he going to be a yes man or is he going to base his decisions on the data? I'm actually interested in seeing what he says tomorrow because whatever this man says will affect the market. If he says that he's going to cut rates, we go up. If he says that he's going to hold rates, I believe we go down. And if he says that he's still trying to figure it out, then the market's going to be a little choppy. And what's the fun in that? So y'all need to tune in. I think that the talk comes out around 2 o'clock tomorrow. Lock in on CNBC because whatever he says will affect that last hour of trading. Now, if he says something that you don't understand, jump in the Discord and ask me and I'll explain it to y'all. All I need y'all to do is to subscribe to this channel, put a comment down below, and I got you. Everybody looking forward to the next IPOs. Here are two that I'm actually looking forward to. Number one is Anthropic. They're the company that makes Claude. I actually produce a lot of my things on Claude Code. You guys have maybe heard of Claude Cowork or just Claude by itself. Either way, I think that this is one of the strongest AI products on the market. There's a lot of support for this code and a lot of investors want to get in on this one. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to have a lockdown period, but either way, I do believe that this is going to be a long-term investment. Remember, y'all, whenever it comes to IPOs, we want to invest for the long term. Some people like to wait, and that's completely fine. If you come across a stock that doesn't have a lockdown period, then go ahead and wait. But if it does, you may want to check it out because my intention behind that is to buy it on the first day and then hold it to maybe about a month before the lockdown period expires, get out and then wait for the price to drop and then we'll jump back in. That's how we invest. Or you could just go ahead and buy day one and just leave the shares alone. Because if you're investing for the long term, that'll actually put your account at a disadvantage. Number one, you'll have to pay more taxes. And number two, what if you can't properly time the market? You may be missing out on some of those heavy returns if you're getting out of a stock too early. So just let it sit in there, let it sizzle. Guess what? There's another one. OpenAI is dropping ChatGPT this year. So the two largest AI platforms are going public on the stock market this year, y'all. Anthropic and OpenAI. Y'all know right now the market goes crazy over just the littlest things that have AI in them. These particular things are pillars in the AI community. Don't skip them. Do your research. And if you feel that this is a great investment, buy them for the long term. Man, I got to put the glasses back on for this, man, because y'all need to know that I'm serious. Do not buy your first stock until you understand this. Can't buy stocks off of hype. You can't buy stocks just because Susie Carmichael down the street told you to buy a stock. You can't buy a stock just because your homeboy at the club mentioned it. Stop buying stocks just because somebody told you about them. Y'all have to do y'all's own research, okay? If you need to learn how to research, all you got to do is follow this channel. I'll show you how to properly break down financial statements, how to listen to earnings calls, how to read charts. All of those things will help you and are very imperative in your investment journey. But just jumping into a stock because somebody said so, y'all got to stop playing with y'all money. I know that y'all work hard. I know that y'all are grinding. I know that y'all are giving it y'all all, but that don't make any sense for you to take that money and turn around and put it into something that you don't even understand. Before you buy a stock, you need to understand the business. The best way to know that you understand a business is if you can explain it to somebody. So go grab a family member, go grab your man, go grab your wife, whoever, and try to explain that business to them. Say, hey, babe, this is the stock that does X, Y, Z. And if it flows, then you know the business. But if you're stuttering or you think that, hey, I think this is a good company because whatever, it doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, y'all need to invest into things that you understand. Your money is too valuable. But we have to do our homework before we invest into these companies. I don't know about y'all, but I don't like losing my money. And every time I lost my money was when I put it into something that I did not understand or into something that I did not research. You can learn how to invest into these companies by watching every single YouTube video that I have. I have quite a few of them. Take notes, ask questions, jump into Discord. Remember, I'm still here as a resource, but y'all got to stop gambling with y'all money because the stock market is not the casino. All right, which brings me to another point. Heavy returns is not a signal service. We're trying to educate y'all so that y'all can go out and fish on your own. Remember, I said finance and fitness are very connected. You have to put work into fitness in order to reap the rewards. You show up every day, you're dieting, you're drinking your water, you're eating your protein, you're doing your cardio, you're lifting, And then over time, your body starts to change. It's no different with the stock market. Same thing with finance. If you really want to get something out of it, you need to put the work in. We can't hand these things to y'all because we don't want y'all to be dependent on us. We want y'all to learn the game for your own and spread your wings. Watch CNBC, check out the charts, read the books that I told y'all about, watch my videos. Like as a people, we got to not be afraid of the work. There were some professionals that reached out to me saying that, hey, I don't know how to manage both. And I completely understand that because I'm a lawyer myself. But you have to find the time. You have to want it bad enough. I can't want you to invest more than you do. This is your money. This is your future. You have to depend on yourself. I will be here to help you through your journey, but I can't do the work for you. You got to want it for yourself. The moment that you guys understand that is the moment that it will all click. I understand that these words are very complex. I understand that these books are long and boring. I understand that these people are on these TV shows just talking and we don't get it. And these are complex words. We didn't grow up with this type of terminology. We didn't grow up with these type of opportunities. We didn't have these type of resources. But that doesn't matter. What matters now is that you put in the work. We got things at our fingertips that will help us along the way. If you don't understand something, jump on Claude, jump on ChatGPT, do whatever it is that you got to do to understand the game. Jump into my Discord. I keep saying it because I want y'all to put in the work. I want engagement. I want you guys to talk about it. I want to build a community. Y'all put in the work and you get the rewards. Y'all seen the screenshots that I've been posting. I didn't wake up like this. This is a 10-year journey. This took me 10 years, y'all. 10 years. I know it's easy for me to post 100,000 here, 100,000 there. And yeah, because I deserve it, but that's because I put the work in and day out. I lived, I ate, I slept the stock market. That was during law school. That was during the bar. That was after the bar. That's when I built my law firm. And throughout all of my kids' lives, I still sacrifice. And that's why y'all need to do the same exact thing. There's really no excuses. There's no excuses for y'all to become better. If you say that you want to become a better investor, put in the work and God will bless you. Y'all don't judge me because I should know this by heart, but I'm going to go ahead and read it. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you shall find. And knock and the door will be open to you. It starts with you. Like I said in my last video, nobody but you cares about your retirement. Nobody but you cares about your bank account. Nobody but you cares about your finances. So it starts with you. You have to do the work. Now I'm done preaching. So if you trade and you don't have these three things, then you're not prepared. Number one, a trading journal. If you're going to be trading, you need a trading journal. You need to dissect every single trade that you take or the ones that you're even thinking about taking. Before you ever trade, you need to write down your thesis on why you think that that trade will happen the way that it'll happen. And vice versa. Once you exit, the same thing needs to apply. Now, if you profit or if you lose, you need to write out why. If you do these types of things, it will benefit you in your journey. Now, your app will keep track of what trades that you took, but your journal will show you the reason why things panned out that way. And the reason is important because what we can do with that is we can emulate the winning habits and get rid of the losing habits. This step is crucial because if you can identify the habits and behaviors that help you win, then you can recreate those. And for the bad habits, the one that make you lose money, you can eliminate those. So you guys need a trading journal right now. All right, so next, you guys need a news source. Mine is Yahoo Finance. I downloaded that app and I put it straight on my phone. Every stock that I'm interested in, I put the ticker symbol in the search bar, I hit the star, and then all the news regarding that particular stock comes directly to my phone throughout the day. And that's beneficial because I could get in position whenever news happens. Now, a lot of these stocks don't move unless they have news to either push the stock up or push it down. And guess what? I get the news immediately. So the moment that news comes through, boom, I'm jumping to my charts to try to see if there's an opportunity. Y'all need to download that app to y'all's phone. It's Yahoo Finance. And finally, of course, you guys know that you need a charting software. Just go to tradingview.com, start you an account, and then get started. Throw any ticker symbol in there. Here's an example, Meta, META. Put that in the search bar, go to the right, hit launch chart. After that, dive in, play with the drawing tools, see what's there. Or you can go to YouTube and just type in TradingView and there'll be 1,000 videos that come up explaining you on how to use it. But you guys need a valid software in order to start learning how to trade. And another thing, y'all don't need all them indicators. I got price action, which is just candlesticks. I use the VWAP, VWAP, and then I use volume. That's all that I use. You're going to see all kinds of other things, RSIs, MACDs, moving averages. Those things may help you, but if you're going to trade, pick a few things and stick with it. You don't want to clutter chart because then it's hard to see how price will actually move. All you got to do is keep it simple. Now, I had to put the glasses back on because I'm going to go ahead and close this out, but my editor was getting on me about just reading, but I'm going to read this last part because I really don't care what he thinks. He's just going to have to just be mad at me because I really like the way that I'm looking in this light. Like, I'm fresh. Y'all think I'm fresh? I don't know. If I'm fresh, hey, put that in the comments. But anyway, here's something that I wrote that I think is very important. It says, traders chase moves, investors build ownership, gamblers chase emotion, and disciplined people build systems. Disciplined people build systems. I'm here to help y'all build y'all system. Now that's what heavy returns is all about. One discipline, but two scoreboards, finance and fitness. It's about preparation and also execution. The market rewards the prepared, the future rewards the patient, and wealth rewards the owner. Be the owner, y'all. I need y'all to think at a high level. Think about what is out there for y'all. We need to be an ambitious people. We need to be a proud and courageous people, a brave people, somebody that could build a legacy for our family when we're no longer here. That's what's important, y'all. Building systems and building legacies. This is episode 4 of the Heavy Returns Show. If you found value in this episode, all I need you guys to do is to subscribe to my channel and like this video. And then I'll see y'all next week. Analyze, execute, profit. I'm out. Peace.